Alright. It's been a while since I've done anything in Dark Souls, really. I did do some PvP on my other character. But I haven't done anything on this character. Last thing I remember doing was Cathedral of the Deep. And now I'm doing the Farron Keep area. Now, the last area, I believe, took 4 videos. This area is going to take a lot. This is one of the areas that has a lot of bonfires and is pretty large. But it's also really annoying. And you're about to see why. I really do hate this area with a passion. However, I don't hate this area more than I hate other areas in this game. Ooh, I got those. Alright, I'm going to spend these real quick and see if I can level up. I'm also going to see if that lady showed up yet. Last time I think I leveled up with him enough and he's dead. Alright, so this lady should be here and she's pretty important. I'm going to show you why.
Oh, prithee, art thou good Yoel's master? I am Uria of Londor, a close friend of his. Thanks to thee, Yoel's soul is redeemed. Allow me to express my gratitude in his stead. Another matter. Thou'rt a lord, art thou not? Bearer of the dark sigil, and our Lord of Hollows. For the time thou remainst our lord, we of Londor shall serve thee. And I, of course, am also thine.
Okay, so she also sells, I believe, the same spells. She also sells this tome, which is another dark miracle tome. So we're going to have to wait in order to get this. But this item probably is what I spend most of my souls on. And actually, should I get those? Let me see. Nope. We're going to set that. This item right here.
Till we may the...
Alright, when you're all dried up like this, looking like a raisin that's been left out in the sun in the middle of the beach, you can use this to reduce the undead curse buildup, which if you go, no, not here, here you can see the undead curse buildup is where your hollowing is. Right now it's at 25 and I look like I've never seen water since the day I was born, so I'm gonna use this stone to rejuvenate the skin here, and as you can see, it moisturizes the skin and you're good to go. Now, since I finished this area, I'm gonna talk to people again.
Oh, hello, you hand in one piece. You can keep as... Goodbye.
Alright, so that's all he says. I'm gonna see if she has any other dialogue.
Speak the honorable. Oh, good Hollow. I'm afraid I must say, Orbeck of Vinheim is a cause of much consternation. He proclaimeth himself Lord of Hollows. If left alone, he may one day imperil thy rule. Fall to this matter yearly, else we are unravelled. Decisiveness is the mark of a true monarch. Orbeck of Vinheim is a cause of much consternation. If left alone, he may one day imperil thy rule. Fall to this matter yearly, else we are unravelled. Till we may...
So for a second I was like, who the hell is that? But then I actually looked it up, and surprisingly enough, it is this guy right here who she's talking about. I don't know why,
Back again, I suppose this means... It is folly to claim lives recklessly, friend. Do not be tempted. No matter the victim's stature, every killing has a consequence. Even as I bloodied my hands, I never realized this simple truth. There I was, the very definition of a fool. I don't mean to seem in exchange from in the fall. I hope. Come again.
Yeah, sure, whatever you say. Okay, this person...
If you seek pyromance, the lands of the lords converge upon the home of pyromance's drifts. At least, that is what pyromancers of the Great Swamp. The place is called Izalith. Oh, how I wish to behold... Well, these are old tales. Do not... What is...
If you do plan on being a pyromancer, I know this is a little late saying this now, but I would suggest just leveling up one weapon and then leveling up the pyromancy flame. Because that's... The pyromancy flame is where you're going to be doing most of your damage to, and the weapon is what you're going to be using throughout most of the game, and usually the pyromancy is when you get to the boss.
Oh, champion, do you wish to hear a tale? You know, in my home of Karim, I would be pleased to share that, although to be honest, but if I had a divine tome, I could tell you... Oh, terrible.
Yeah, both of these are dark tomes, so we really can't give her that.
Have a play.
Alrighty. Did I? No, I don't think I did. Anyways, it doesn't matter. So for this particular area, I'm going to switch out the one spell slot I have to this spell, and you'll see why in a minute. I am going to talk to a couple of more people. This guy.
Gaining admission to the Leap. Inside their keep, snuffing out the flames of 3 altars, even a climb.
Alright, so that's basically instructions for the next area that we're going to go to. I'm going to show you what you need to do. And then finally this guy.
Just wasn't it? Weapons and protect, but when overused, they'll live. When they're... But they... So...
Alright, he just says the same stuff. Do I have enough to... Ooh, I do. It would be nice to have enough to level up this weapon right here, but for now, I'll just go with this.
Pretty, I go...
I don't really use that weapon a lot, but it is a good weapon to have in the meantime. My only problem with this weapon is that it doesn't do as much damage. So that does 200, this one, oh, nope, just kidding, alright. It officially does more damage than this sword, so we're going to be using the katana for now. A really good weapon if you're starting out with a strength build is the Astora Greatsword. Even though it has a higher scaling to dexterity, it is a pretty fast and quick sword. It looks like this weapon is good for a strength build starting out. It has a higher scaling. Okay, so we do have a boss soul here, and I'm going to check out what 2 options we have for it. Normally, with every boss soul, you can get one of 2 items, which means that you can get the other item on the second playthrough when you go through New Game Plus.
Aha, thou returned, and a fine day it is. So, happened upon any...
Okay, I don't plan on doing sorcerer anytime soon, so I might pick this weapon for now. This is a very important weapon to the spell sword build.
Now.
And the reason being is, with that weapon, you can actually cast sorceries. So one button will be attack and the other button will be sorcery casting. I think I want to lose my ember because if you see something like this, that means that there are invaders, which I don't know if I want to deal with that yet. I'm not gonna lie, I was feeling a little bit salty about dying to invaders in this playthrough, so I decided to put my world on top of the invasion list on my other character and start. Can't really say whooping butt because that definitely didn't happen, but I fought, and that's all that mattered. Okay, so this is the Ferrons Keep area, and that sludge poisons you, as you can see, which is why this area is so terribly annoying. So keep in mind where I'm running, because I am picking up items left and right as quickly as I can without getting poisoned, or at least attempting not to get poisoned. Okay, so there is an item over there, and over there, and then over there. So I'm going to go there first, there, and then there. I'm just waiting for my poison. Now, this is one of the areas where I think I'm going to change this out for, here we go. This will be useful. It lengthens the bar, really, is what it does, so that way it takes longer for you to get poisoned. I believe the reverse effect to that is when you do get poisoned, the poison does last longer, so keep that in mind. Alright, so we got this item. This area is definitely going to take a while. This is probably going to be like a good 5 videos, to be honest. If I want to keep them around 20 minutes, I might just do 40-minute videos and then try and do as much as I can. Okay, so you're running along and you're poisoned. What do you do next? Well, there's a little handy... Well, nope, I don't have it yet. You are going to find some items in this area that help reduce poison. I'll show you where they are. Eventually, the handmaiden, when you hand her a certain ash, will start selling those. Now we're going to go up here. The reason why I'm going this way is, as you can see, it's that thing right there I would like to avoid, if at all possible. I mean, sure, it would be great fighting it, whatever, yeah, no. That thing has a very big sword, and it has a glove. And the way the glove works, and that lady that I was talking to earlier, who was talking about Yol, the guy that levels up, she sells the same glove. And the way that glove works is when you put that glove in your offhand, you're able to utilize a shield that it has. And it's kind of like a magical shield, I guess, is the best way to describe it. Compared to an actual shield, it doesn't have that much damage absorption. So I mean, if you want to go for like a magic build and you want to use that, you don't have to have the weight that a shield does. So you don't have to worry about that. But then it has another move, and it's a grab move. And if you have the glove, you can do the same grab move that they do. And it's like one of the pyromancy spells that also has a grab move. Now in this area, you're supposed to be putting out some flames that this guy mentioned. But since I... Oh, here's the item. Okay, so the reason why I picked that spell is because when I use it, it removes the curse, right? Then I can heal. But then if you don't have that, this item right here also does the same thing. Okay, so I'm gonna need to go through back there. I believe there is another item around here. This whole poison buildup thing is really annoying to deal with. Why would I do that? I thought I had my shield, so I was trying to block, but that didn't work. Alright. That guy over there is, I probably want to say, on the top of my list of most hated enemies for one specific reason. He jumps, it's really hard to catch him, and when he lands, he will hit you for a lot of health. But he also has a grab move that I want to say is the most violating thing I've ever seen in this game. And I'm talking about seriously violating. Alright. So I'm not grabbing the flames yet because I want to get all the items first. You do get invaded by an NPC in this area, so we're gonna have to deal with that when it comes. Having to deal with the poison at the same time. Okay. Alright, so this area is going to give us a little bit of trouble here. Alright, there's an item over there. It's a poison gem. Fighting them is not worth that poison gem, so that's why you're seeing me skip this. So, first we're going to deal with this guy. I'm going to do the spell one more time. I'm actually going to do this. Should help out a little bit. Alright, this guy is pretty annoying to deal with a parry shield. You should be able to get past his stupid little shield. Now here's an important item. I'm going to show you what you do with that item later. Come on, buddy. Now, if you're decent at parrying them would be a good idea. Okay, alright, so we're gonna run this way. Now, in my walkthrough of the Undead Settlement area, you'll see me speak to a certain NPC, and I recommend that you also speak to him. He is the giant who shoots the great arrows. And the reason why I say speak to him, I don't know if you saw in the cleansing chapel, I may have mentioned it, but he also shoots in other places where that tree shows up. So if we go over here, try and dodge him as much as we can, eventually, yep, there it is. I'm trying to get in front of him so when he goes down I can hit him and do some damage. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it in his eyes, bro. He was gonna grab me and everything. Alright, and with that being said, we shouldn't have any problem from him. I just picked up an important item there. That Crown of Dust item that you just saw is really important for sorcery builds. If you do plan on doing a sorcery build, that increases the damage of your sorcery spells. However, there is a drawback. If you wear that, you get increased damage, but you get decreased resistance. And trust me when I tell you, it is decreased. Some people can shoot you down full health, take it all down in one spell. There is an alternative, which is what this other invader has that you're going to see in a little bit. Okay. So we got most of the items. We did skip one item because it's not worth fighting all those guys for. There's another item over there that I'm going to get really quickly. I'm going to get this real quick. That's a pretty important item. Nope, you're not gonna let me go? Okay. Fire usually does a trick with these guys. They're weak to it, so if you have a pyromancy build, it'd be the perfect opportunity. No, I don't want to do that a second time. Alright. So I meant to do this. Now, that little replenish spell only lasts for as long as you have it equipped. So when you do it, you want to have it in your hand so that way it keeps doing healing. There's a bonfire. Now, there's nothing here now, but if you go into New Game Plus, there's going to be a ring there. It's really important for PvP. Do I want to rest here? For right now, no, I'm not going to rest. I'm just going to let this chime replenish my health real quick. And we're not going to go this way yet. The fire, I think I'm going to do last. The first thing I really want to do is just get everything first, so that way you can see all the items. Alright, I already got that item, so I don't need that. There is something that I'm going to need to get over there, but before I do that, I'm going to go here first. Now I'm going to wait to get this because that's Estus soup, and the way that works is that's a one-time heal. So I'm going to select that there for a second. I'm just going to run through here to see if there's any items that I want to get. Make sure I don't miss anything at all. Alright, so everything here is good. I think we're good over here. Now be careful around here, because there's a giant. Yeah, that thing right there, really don't want to face at the moment. Oh, hey, look. Oh, yep. Remember to switch back to the shield. Definitely some amateur moves. Keep forgetting that. Alrighty, so where was I going? This way. Yes, this way. So before I continue in this area, I'm just going to deal with whatever's behind me. And then we are going to climb this ladder. Just going to do this real quick. Those slugs might not attack me. If they do, they might not reach that far. Let's see if I can climb the ladder before they knock. Okay, we're good. So now we're just going to let my health regenerate. Okay, so as you can see, there's 1, 2, and then there's a third. So where those fires are, you're going to need to go down to those areas and put out the fires. But I haven't done that yet because A, there's enemies around the fire and I don't feel like dealing with them right now. And B, there are some other more important things that I want to get to. Like this crystal lizard. Missed. Awesome. Got it. Twinkling Titanite. Alright. Hidden wall. There's an item over here. Jump down here. And another bonfire. Does that thing come alive? No. What is it? It is a covenant. I believe you need to go up to it and ask to be a part of the government. Yep. And you do get the Legion etiquette bond, whatever. Ask to join covenant. You get a covenant sign. I do have those, but I don't really care to give that. So this covenant, if you get invaded in this area, it is because of this covenant. And the way it works is you get invaded in this area by this covenant, which might sound redundant as I say it, but if you do get invaded, know that it is people in this area, and they're trying to get covenant items, because when you give a covenant item that you get from invading another person's world, you get items in return when you do enough or you rank up enough in the covenant. Now, the only covenant that I know of that I'm just gonna use this to heal real quick. Do that. I'm just gonna let it kind of counteract the poison. If you have the replenish spell or any type of replenish spell, I definitely recommend using it. Alright, so there's one armor set. There's another item over there, but I'm gonna try and get it. Oh. I wanted to wait for him to invade first before trying to get it. This guy is kind of annoying to deal with as an invader. The reason why is because the sword that I got as a boss item, you can do sorceries with, but he has a pickaxe that you can use that you can also do sorceries with. We're going to get rid of this for now, so I don't have to worry about that. And then switch to this. Now let's see where this guy is. I'm going to deal with these enemies because I don't want them messing around with me while I'm trying to beat this guy. I'm going to switch to... This is going to be my official PvP sword, and then the other one is going to be my PvE sword. Where is he at? Now, you will be joyous to find out that the poison does not affect him at all, so... Oh, there he is. Now, when he invades you, he comes from over that direction, so... Also, you can't see him until he comes into a certain distance because he's using something called the obscuring ring. When you invade or you have the ring on period, out of a certain distance, people just can't see you. I'm going to see if I can. Alrighty, well that's nice. Well, any day now, good sir. Would be nice. Now, the spells that he mostly uses is the Soul Arrow and the... I want to call it the Dart Shower, is what I'm officially going to dub it. Yo, bruh, like, come on, let's go. I don't have time for this. I'm trying not to fight him. So he's gonna try and force you to fight in the poison, which is gonna be really annoying. Yep, there goes the Dart Shower, and fuck my life. I'm gonna have to go this way. Then I'm gonna have to deal with these things. I'm gonna go ahead and fight him over here. Probably be a lot easier to deal with him. He's probably being slow right now. I'm gonna deal with... Kill these things as soon as you see them. I don't care what you are dealing with, what's going on in your life. They do poison, which is one of the most lethal kind of... Well, not poison, I'm sorry, curse. Curse is one of the most lethal things anybody can do to you. Once they curse you, as soon as that bar fills, instant death. Alright, this guy might, yep, he's here. I'm just going to have to eat one of these for now. Of course. Oh, man. Well, I was trying to go as long as I could without resting at a bonfire, but at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to return to Fireland Shrine, and I'm going to use the Estus Shard and the Bone Shard that I found. There is one more item that goes through there, and then that whole area goes in through a circle, so eventually you'll come back to the beginning bonfire. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the beginning and then go left. Oh yeah, the Estus Shard, and then the Estus Bone Shard.
Just wasn't he? Well, well. What's the I'd heard one of the crystal sages had sided with Farron's abyss. What? I suppose it must be. You should know. This cold. Hardly a surprise, is it? I've never been one for books.
So now when you do infusions, after you give that coal, he'll be able to do magic infusions, crystal, fire, blessed, that's dark and that's poison. But this is why we are here.
Pradeep, I don't.
So now I have 8 Estus in total, 6 in Estus, and 2 in Ashen Estus. And once we burn this, we will have more of a health buff. And I don't have any more. Alright, let's go back to this bonfire, and then I'm going to go left. I don't want to go right because everything reset and I already picked up everything, so there's no point in going back right. Yeah, so hopefully I should be able to beat this particular area in 40 minutes. Some more moss clumps for poison. There is an item over here, I believe. Now, I am not going to Ember up until after I get everything, so that way I can just deal with him, clear the area, and not have to deal with it. I'm gonna kill this thing. There are others around here. I like getting them with a bow and an arrow. Nope, that was wrong. Let's get out of the curse. Out of the curse. Get that guy. Alright, missed that. That was beautiful. Alrighty. Yep, and that's what curse does to you. And I just lost all my souls. So that is, what, 12,000 souls I lost? That's a good point right there. Dark souls. Alright, so like I said, I'm going to use this as a PvE weapon, so go ahead and deal with these fuckers now. The thing I hate about this area is not only does it do poison, but in certain areas you're way down because you're so deep in this mud you can't move. So this area definitely will test your patience. If Dark Souls hasn't already, it will now. Let me see if I can do this. The Uchi Katana definitely has better range. Alright, make sure we get out of this. there were two more I remember. But where are they? Let me see if there's any other item around here. No, I don't think so. I think the only other item that was left was the Iron Flesh, which is a pyromancy spell. So if you do pyromancy, that is a spell that will buff your damage, but it will weigh you down. And honestly, I've never tried it myself, so I can't honestly say it is an effective spell. Alright, so this is the back area where Yellow Fingers of Hyzel invaded, and he usually comes up right there. So there is an item back here. We're gonna get this, and then there's another very important item. Those we can't get to until we get through that doorway, and then by the other bonfire, and that doorway. I ran out of stamina. That item is very important, moss root. If you run out of everything else, you can use moss root, and I believe it cures everything. This is not a mimic, as you see me open it. If you normally play Dark Souls, your heart might have dropped at that moment. I believe that is all the items. I don't think there's any items back there. I normally don't check because... Alright, so now I have 9. Because that thing's right there. And walking is really annoying. Trying to fight that thing while walking is even more annoying, bro. Like that thing is the ascended version of those others. I think around here is where the other ones are. Let's just drink this real quick. Alright, yeah, so there's no... Alright, so that is all the items in this area. There are more items up there. We're going to get to that later, but there's one last item here. And at this point, I'm pretty much going to be forced to fight that thing over there, so... instead of wasting my Estus, let's go ahead and take that Estus soup. I'm going to wait to stop the poison. Alright, Estus soup right here. And then finally, the last item. But first, I'm going to have to take on that guy. Alright, let's do this real quick. And then... Oh, he already saw me. Didn't even need to. So, not only does he use that, but every time he hits that tree, those little skulls come up and they will do damage. It's really hard to get a hit on him. And then, of course, he does that spell, because everything else he did wasn't even bad enough. Alright, we're going to switch bonfires here to a closer one, which is right here. Gonna try and not lose more souls. Oh wow, we're already at 40 minutes. Okay. So once I get that last item, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video, and then I'm gonna go ahead and go through the other stuff that you need to do. in this area. And the other stuff isn't really that hard. There actually are, now that I think about it, there are some items that you do get that are near where you put out the fire, so we're gonna go ahead and get those. Oh look, the Estus Soup refillable, that's nice. Now I will say this, the 2 scrolls that you saw me pick up, one of them has a very useful spell. And it is, I want to say, extremely useful if you're not too close to enemies. And basically what the spell does is it lets you, I don't want to say go invisible, but it reduces your visibility, which is very handy in this game. Alright, let's see if I can grab this. Got it. Okay, go. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. What am I looking for? Okay, there we go. I pressed it like 10 times trying to use it. Shine bonfire! Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. If you liked all the information that I gave you about every item in that area, the best way to tackle that area, and items that you can use in that area to make that area easier, like, subscribe, really supports the channel. I did change the titles and the descriptions a little bit, so that way they're a little bit easier in the search, because one of the most intelligent things that I did was, once I created these videos, I went ahead and tried searching Dark Souls 3 videos so that way I could see where my videos would pop up. One thing I noticed is that when you first search videos, the default search goes by views. The most views. So whoever gets the most views will show up at the top of the search. So the more views on these videos, the better, the easier they are to find. But if you change the search to upload date, then it's definitely, you're going to see a lot of new videos. So for all you YouTubers out there that didn't know that, if you keep publishing videos every day, if somebody changes their search to upload date, your videos are a lot easier to find. But with that being said, I'm going to let you guys go. And yeah, have a great day, guys.